Have you ever returned to a place from your childhood, hoping it would make you feel alive again? Maybe after years of stress, work, responsibilities, and exhaustion, you finally decided to go back. Back to the streets you grew up in, the playground that once felt enormous, the places that used to feel magical. But when you finally saw them again, everything felt smaller, quieter, almost ordinary. And that's when the strange question hits you. Did the world lose its magic, or did your mind simply remember it differently? It's a feeling we all share, and as it turns out, there is a fascinating psychological reason why our childhood memories feel bigger, brighter, and more beautiful than reality itself. Most people think memories work like recordings, but your brain doesn't store life like a camera. It stores emotions, meaning, fragments. And later, your mind reconstructs those pieces into a story. That's important because childhood memories are created during a time when almost everything is new. The first time you rode a bike alone, the first sleepover, the first video game that completely absorbed you for hours. Your brain paid extreme attention to these moments because novelty creates stronger emotional memories, and stronger emotions change perception. As a child, the world genuinely felt bigger because your brain had fewer comparisons. A school hallway felt enormous. A shopping mall felt endless. Summer vacations felt like they lasted forever. Not only because you were physically smaller, but because your mind was experiencing the world without familiarity. Children also process the world with more imagination and curiosity. Colors feel brighter, sounds feel richer, ordinary places feel magical. Adulthood slowly removes that sense of discovery, not because life becomes smaller, but because your brain becomes used to it. Psychologists note that children possess a much stronger ability to hold vivid, impressionable mental imagery than adults. While it isn't always perfect photographic memory, children absorb sights, sounds, and emotions with incredible intensity. That's why certain childhood memories feel almost cinematic in your mind. You remember the warm orange glow of late afternoons, the sound of electric fans during summer nights, the feeling of old cartoons playing early in the morning before school. And over time, your brain doesn't preserve these memories exactly as they happened. It preserves how they felt. The emotional parts become stronger, while the ordinary details fade away. That small convenience store near your house stops becoming just a store. It becomes comfort, safety, a symbol of a simpler time. This is why revisiting childhood places can feel strangely disappointing. Reality can never fully match the emotional version your mind created over the years. There's another psychological phenomenon that explains this deep pull to the past. Researchers discovered that people tend to remember experiences from childhood and adolescence far more vividly than most of adulthood, especially memories between the ages of around 10 to 25. Why? Because this is the period where your identity is forming. Your favorite songs, your first best friend, the games you stayed up all night playing, the smell of your grandparents' house. Your brain marks these moments as deeply important because they help shape who you are, and emotionally important memories become easier to revisit later in life. That's why one old song can suddenly transport you back years in seconds, not just mentally, but also emotionally. For a brief moment, you don't just remember the past, you feel it again. And maybe that's what people are truly searching for when they revisit childhood places, not the location itself, but the feeling they once had there. There's also a cognitive bias known as declinism. It's the tendency to believe the past was fundamentally better than the present, that old music was better, old cartoons were better, life felt happier back then. And nostalgia strengthens this belief. Your brain slowly filters out many negative memories while preserving emotionally comforting ones. You remember the excitement of childhood, but forget the boredom, loneliness, confusion, and fears that existed too. Nostalgia edits the past, not to deceive you, but to comfort you, especially when adulthood becomes repetitive and exhausting. And maybe that's why people miss childhood so deeply, because childhood represents a time before life became dominated by pressure, survival, and responsibility, a time when simple moments still felt meaningful. Maybe the reason childhood looked bigger and brighter is because you were seeing the world for the very first time. Before routines, before burnout, before your mind became too distracted to fully notice life around you. And maybe nostalgia isn't really about wanting to go backwards. Maybe it's your brain reminding you that wonder still exists, that somewhere beneath all the stress and exhaustion, there's still a part of you capable of feeling amazed by ordinary things again. Not because the world lost its magic, but because growing up changed the way we look at it. And maybe the real challenge of adulthood is learning how to see life with curious eyes again.